Welcome back to 18 WJTS News. Time for our weekly visit with the Dubois County Humane Society. We're going to meet Bo here in just a second. Kaiva is also here, but first we're going to talk to Donna like we always do. Donna, what is going on at the Dubois County Humane Society?
We are flourishing. And you hear me talking about the cats all the time because we've done wonders with our cat room and our, it's just phenomenal. Our problem is we need help. And we have a paid position for a part-time person to help in the cat room Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And if you would call in to 812-482-7387 and speak to Kelly, if she's not available, whoever's there will have the same information. But we're really desperately needing somebody to come in and help clean the cat room, do a little bit of socialization. By that I mean pet and cuddle and love and talk. Yeah. But a lot of it is mostly just cleaning the cat litter and making sure they're fed and have their water and such. So that's the number one thing I want to talk about. The number two thing, you know how we're always so supportive on spay and neuter programs. Well, Pet Vet, it will be at the Dubois County
Dubois County 4-H Fairgrounds.
4-H Fairgrounds. I got to be very careful with that. On October the 29th, you do need to make your appointment online by going to pub.vet. You can get that link off of our Facebook or off of our website, DuboisCountyHumane.org. But on October 29th, they begin at 8:30, and I think they go till 4 or 4:30. I'm not quite sure. But it's very easy, very, very easy, especially for cats. That's what our thrust is toward, is let's get these cats under control. So that's what I would like to share with everyone. Mother Nature's weather is finally cooling down a little bit more consistently. Although this weekend it was pretty darn hot. I thought it was August, but that's okay. Make sure your animals have cool, fresh water, and as we start getting into winter, you start thinking about shelter. Keep them out of that cold wind, keep them out of the wet rain, and so forth. And we'll have some more talks on that because I want a lot of time spent on Bo. Let me give you a very quick description on Bo. He is a Great Pyrenees, and his date of birth is August 1st, 2017, which makes him a 4-year-old. He weighs 106 pounds. He is ready for adoption. He's heartworm negative. He's already been neutered. He's caught up on all of his vaccinations, but he's sad. And I'm going to let Kaiva talk to you about what we do with a sad pup. The bottom line always is get them in with a pack. I don't care if it's a cat or a dog. Get your animal in with a pack. They do so much better. So I'll turn it over to you and Kaiva.
All right. Thank you so much, Donna. It's great to see you as always. And let's go have a seat here with Kaiva and the very well-behaved Bo. And like Donna said, he's a Great Pyrenees. He's a big old dog.
Very big, yeah.
But he's a sweetie.
Yeah, Pyrenees are wonderful dogs, but they are a specialist type of dog. They were developed in France. They're from the Pyrenees mountain range area. So these dogs were bred to be livestock guardians, which does not mean shepherding or getting the sheep to one place or another. They live with the sheep to keep them safe, which is why they look the way they do and the way they act the way they do. So this is a very primitive breed. A couple hundred years ago they were developed, and in all of the mountain ranges you'll see a variety of this type of dog, the guardian dog. So back when these guys were developed, they were bred to be independent thinkers because they live with the flock. The shepherds are there, but they are not right there. So these dogs have to think for the sheep.
Okay.
So they have to keep them safe from predators and keep them out of trouble. So that's why they look the way they do. They have their very rugged coat for the extreme weather that they have in the mountains. If you look at their feet on the very back, they have what's called a double dew claw.
Oh.
And that is very breed specific.
Very cool.
Yes,
So
they have two little claws in the very back, which is why you can tell it's a Great Pyrenees.
Okay.
There's several dogs that look like this, but not all of them have that. So that's kind of a snowshoe effect. And gives them a little bit of extra traction.
And it helps them deal with all that rough terrain in the mountains, correctly?
Absolutely.
Helps them keep their balance.
Yes.
and helps them deal with any changes that they have to deal with guarding those sheep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the coat, it is a double coat, which means lots of shedding. So if you want a dog like this, be prepared to do grooming because they enjoy it, it's good for them, and it's necessary. His coat is in, okay condition. They've worked on him, but here living at the shelter, he's not getting to live in a home and be brushed on a regular basis. So they do a big shed in the spring and a big shed in the fall, and then they shed in between as well.
It looks like he's starting to shed a little bit
Yes.
here.
So all this comes out. So this coat is insulated. So this keeps them warm in the winter and cool in the summer, which is why we never shave these dogs.
Okay. You never shave
Never
these
shave
dogs.
these dogs. If they're matted to the skin, of course, you're going to have to do some work there, but you're never going to take this dog and shaving like you would a Labradoodle.
Now, do you have to bathe this dog more often than most dogs?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
They are self-cleaning. If you keep their coat in good condition, you might never bathe this dog.
Really? So they can kind of take care of themselves. That's interesting.
If you can see a completely muddy dog like this and brush them out after they dry, you would never know they were muddy. So that's kind of a cool feature of this dog. They have a few little quirks that I'd like to talk about. When they're doing their protective work, their first line of defense is a bark. And it's a deep, booming bark. And they will bark to scare whatever might be out there away from them because they don't really want to fight. They want to just scare off the predators.
Yeah.
So if they're living in your home and they're outside and they hear things, see things, smell things, they could bark.
Yeah.
And then their next line of defense would be to guard and protect. So that's what they're bred to do. They can be very well socialized with other animals and people, but you definitely want to do a good introduction when you're introducing them to new people, animals, other dogs especially. They usually work in pairs, a male and female pair.
Okay.
So if you have a female dog, Bo might be a great fit for your family because he would do best with the female, not being because he's a male.
Yeah, he's bred to, like you said, work in pairs. That's what he's used to. And
This is called the peer paw. They do that to get your attention.
oh,
They
he's
all
great.
do it.
But he's missing someone, isn't he?
Yes. So he had a female companion when he was at his first home, and she was adopted. I wouldn't say that they were bonded, but they were definitely good friends. And so he is ready to go to a home and have another friend. They do not require a ton of exercise. People wonder about that.
Yeah.
They're a mixed energy dog. So they like to conserve their energy in case they need to go fight off a wolf later at night. But that's really not what's going to happen here in Dubois County.
Right.
So you might call him a lazy dog. But he does have the ability to do a lot of things. So, it's not that you're going to be working really hard to keep him exercised. A couple nice walks a day would be good. In the heat, you're definitely going to want to stick to the cooler temperatures. They are affected by the heat.
Yeah, he seems to be bred for the cooler temperatures, the winter time.
Absolutely.
Seems to be like his go-to.
He will love it when it's about 35 to 40 degrees outside. That will be his favorite time of year.
and you look right now, he's guarding us.
Yes.
That's what he's doing.
Yes,
and
they want to be with their flock. Their flock could be people. So they want to be with them. At the same time, they're independent. So you're not going to have a lot of anxiety with these dogs, especially if you leave to go to work.
Right.
They're okay with being alone most of the time. They're not those separation anxiety type breeds.
Yeah, so he can deal.
Absolutely.
He can definitely deal. Now, is this the kind of dog that would be good for someone who's never had a dog before?
I would say no.
Okay.
This is a lot of dog.
Yes.
Even though he may be very well behaved, if you've never groomed a dog or taken care of a dog of this size, it could be overwhelming. I would definitely not let this be your first dog.
Yeah, it's not a starter dog,
I
definitely.
would not say so. No. Yes.
But he is just wonderful, and he's one of the dogs here that is looking for a home, and he's been so well behaved. We haven't heard that loud booming bark.
No, and you probably won't unless there's a good reason. But the problem that these guys get into is they're barking. We don't know what they're barking at, but they know there's something out there. So they get themselves into trouble with the barking. And roaming, that's something we really need to talk about too. This is not a dog you leave off leash. Their goal is to make all the lands their territory. Okay. So they call them disappears because sometimes if you leave them unattended, they're gone.
Really?
Yes. They will not just stay in your yard like maybe a lab might do. They're not that type of dog. So they need to be in a securely fenced yard or just be on leash walks.
Okay. That's good to know because he likes to explore.
He does. You can't tell it, but that's what he would do. They're normally a nocturnal dog.
Okay.
But not in a pet setting. They do what the people do.
Okay, so they get used to your routine. They do what you want. But like if he was out being a normal
Yes.
Pyrenees dog, he would be nocturnal because he's got to watch out for the sheep.
Yes, he's watching the sheep at night when they're sleeping. He's the one that's up patrolling.
Okay.
But during the day, he would be resting while the sheep are grazing.
Hence the reason why he's bred to rest. Like right now, he's chilling out.
He's very chill.
And but you know, again, that's just what he's bred to do. He'll adapt to his family, and he'll be a wonderful dog, I'm sure.
They're great pets in the right homes, as long as we're not putting them in the wrong situation. No apartments. A nice yard is always a good thing. They tend to love to be outdoors. Sometimes you have trouble getting them inside. They love to be outdoors. And then just plenty of good quality food. They don't eat a lot. They look like they would, but they really do not. No. Probably 4 cups a day is what he's eating.
Wow.
2 in the morning, 2 in the night. Yep.
Okay,
Not a
so
lot.
he won't break the bank with food then, huh?
No, if you're feeding a good quality food, he really should not require much more food than any other lab or any other dog.
Okay. Anything else we need to know about Bo and his Great Pyrenees-ness?
Well, they're great in the right hands. They love children typically. They usually get along with any animal in your home as long as introductions are done correctly.
Okay, so it's pretty much works like any dog that, you know, just let them get to know you, let them get to know your routine. Bo would make a great friend. He's just a great guard dog. He's taken care of us during this entire interview, and he's just chilling out. So be sure to check out Bo at the Dubois County Humane Society. You can visit on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 until 6, and you can check it out. Plenty of dogs and cats here. You can check them out on their website, DuboisCountyHumane.org. And also be sure to check out the Facebook page as well. So this is Bo, and he's just the best dog. And
best dog.
Kaiva, thank you so much for educating us about Great Pyrenees. I've never seen one of these dogs before.
Really, they're not common.
No.
But they are common in rescue.
Yeah, so it's great to meet Bo, and maybe he'll be your next friend. So that's going to wrap things up for the Dubois County Humane Society. Weather is next on 18 WJTS.